everyone. Thank you for coming. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm Jillian. I'm the current director of advocacy for Temple ASA, and I'm running for president. And I'm so excited to share my ideas with y'all. So before I get started, I just want to ask y'all to take a second to reflect on what it is that brings you back to ASA. What is it that you really love about ASA? For a lot of people, that answer would be all the friendships. Yeah, I think that the ASA family is one of the strongest parts about ASA, and it's a family that's been going on for 7 years at this point. I actually got kind of emotional, looking through the Google Drive and all of the old Facebook photos, looking at old pictures of there's Lee and Lou's back there, and seeing how much everyone has grown just through ASA was really inspiring. So. Looking at all the pictures, Kimmy's in there. Sorry, Kimmy. and Melissa. Yeah, so just noticing how much everyone has grown through ASA is sort of what my whole platform is based on. So my whole platform is based, of course, on the 4 pillars of Lucy. For those who don't know, Lucy is our whole mission statement. It stands for leadership, unity, service, and integrity, which is pretty much the backbone of ASA. It's everything that we stand for and everything that we strive for in all of our events. So I categorize all of my ideas for next year under these 4 categories. So first, under leadership, one of my ideas is creating an Asian American Student Council. To be fair, this is an idea that was started by Tyrone Pensegra back in 2010, I believe. He was a former ASA president, and he was really committed to bringing all of the Asian orgs at Temple together to create an Asian American Council. Unfortunately, it sort of fizzled out over time, but this is something that me and other Asian org leaders from campus have expressed interest in starting next year. So a student council would be really great because it's an opportunity for all of us to make friends with other orgs that we don't usually talk to or we don't always collaborate with, but also pool our resources together to make bigger events happen, if we could all have a big ball or fun the date auction again and work together. So for example, doing something like the date auction all together would be great. But also, it's important to have that network within Temple because in case something happens, we have each other's backs. For example, when ASA went through the racist incident 2 years ago, other organizations had our backs and signed our petition and vouched for us to the school administration. So having an Asian American Student Council would work for twofolds, both for collaborating on things and for just supporting each other in times of need. Another aspect I'd like to bring is having really concrete office hours. Even though we already meet in the office now, just for casual lunch, I think it would be really great to have more designated times every single weekday for e-board members to be in the office and for members to come through, eat lunch, and talk about either giving them advice or even just feedback on the last GBM. Hey, I really think that you guys should maybe try something else next time because I didn't like it, or that was really great. You should do that next time too. I think that there's not much communication right now between the e-board and the general body about their feedback on events. So getting members more invested and interested and feel like they are being heard is really important to sustain the organization and retain our members. Oh yeah, there's this. Another part of leadership, of course, as a lot of the rest of the e-board knows, being on the e-board is really, really stressful sometimes. And so part of my platform is also making sure that the mental health of all our e-board members is pretty much the number 1 priority is mental health. To make sure that happens, I'm interested, this is also an idea that was brought to me by an ASA member, is creating a events coordinator position. So the events coordinator would really take charge of the social events that are happening with ASA. So rather than that responsibility falling on the PR department, for example, or the president or the future vice president, there's someone who has a designated responsibility of helping out with that event. But also creating more of a strong friendship between e-board members at the very start of the year through either retreats or hanging out. Making sure that all the e-board is really good friends and we're tight so we can work together really well as a team and have each other's backs in that way as well. Because speaking from my own experience, being the vice president of advocacy last year all by myself, I felt really stressed out sometimes, and I would feel sort of stranded if I needed help on something because I couldn't feel I could ask the other departments because it wasn't their jurisdiction or it wasn't their responsibility. But if we have more of a collaborative environment or a future e-board, I think that knowing that we're not alone and the responsibilities we have for ASA would really help. Yep, that's our award this year. Yay. um, the next one, of course, is unity, which is something ASA is really great about. And yeah, we all have sort of common visions and common goals for our general body, so it's great to come together and share our different experiences. The third pillar is service. So I'm interested in expanding what we do volunteer-wise to the Asian American community here in Philadelphia. So including places like Asian Arts Initiative, Asian Americans United, Viet Lead. There are so many different Asian American organizations around who are interested in having Temple students come to their events and help out. So that's a great opportunity for us to network with people who work there, who are also volunteers, or the board members of those organizations, and it's a great way just to give back. These are great organizations that do a lot for our community, and it's really important for us to sort of step off campus once in a while and get involved. Similar to that, I'm interested in expanding our volunteering to the North Philadelphia community as well. North Philly has really welcomed Temple into its neighborhood, I guess, and it's really our responsibility to give back by maybe volunteering to work at one of the elementary schools nearby. There are so many and a lot of them offer volunteering to Temple students, whether it be playing with the kids at recess or watching them at lunch or doing like arts and crafts with them in the afternoon, or like cleaning up around Temple since it can get pretty dirty. So that's another way that I'm really interested in giving back to the community. And the last pillar is integrity. So integrity is pretty much like what I live my everyday life, holding to, I guess. Integrity is really important to ASA because ASA has that amazing history of activism, amazing history of standing up for what's right, and I think that's really important for us to continue next year. So integrity is twofold. The first part being personal development, personal integrity development, and also empowering the Asian American community as a whole. So personal development would sort of, in my eyes, fall into like the professional development category. So the professional development team would also encompass topics that would be like self-care, mental health, friendships and dating and relationships, and just navigating like the everyday stressors of college life. We're all at an age where there's like a lot of transitioning going on. It can be really stressful, but ASA is a place where people can come for support and come for advice and come for extra resources. So yeah, I'm interested in ASA being that place for people where they can not only grow into their Asian American identity, but also just grow as a person and just grow into themselves, I guess. Oh yeah, and going to those different organizations that I mentioned as well. I'm getting more connected with the bigger Asian American community outside of Temple. Yeah, and then also just continuing the work that we already do to empower the Asian American community. Our involvement with the Philadelphia APA Youth Summit will be its third year or fourth year at this point. Third year at Temple this upcoming October. And I'm continuing to go to the ACOSU conference as well as keep planning Heritage Week and month. And also support the Asian Studies Department. The Asian American Studies Department has reached out to me multiple times, really wanting the Asian Students Association to step up and help them promote their classes since Asian Studies is continuously being defunded and cut. They're really looking for help. So that's another way that we can get involved in the community here at Temple. So yeah, again, that was my platform, and I'm really, really passionate about ASA, and I really love ASA so much, and I hope that you're interested in my vision as well.